In order to find the area of each room in this plan, you will create closed objects tracing the boundaries of each space. It is helpful to display the room areas on the plan so that one can manage this information. For example, the client might choose to assign employees to rooms according to how large the offices are. More senior workers might get offices with larger floor areas, for example. The program is able to calculate the area of any closed polyline or region object, and this information is available through object properties. In this video, you will create these objects efficiently with the boundary command. Open the Layer Properties Manager and set Layer Area Current. Then toggle off the Door, Furniture, and Tags layers. Toggle on the Header layer. Now we can focus on the shape of each room. We have some complex geometry in this plan, so it's not just a matter of creating a rectangle and tracing the room. Instead, I'm going to show you a more robust approach for creating the boundaries of any space. You have to ensure that there are no gaps in your line work, or this technique won't work. If there are gaps, seal them up, either by extending objects or by creating new ones to close up any potential gaps in the boundary. Then use the boundary command here on the bottom of the hatch flyout. Click Pick Points and click inside the room. Press Enter and you're left with a polyline. Now we can't see it right now because it's coincident with all the other objects in this room. Let's turn off the header layer temporarily. And you can see the magenta area polyline down here. I'll click it to select this object. In Object Properties, you can see that it has an area property which lists this value in square inches by default. Press Escape to deselect. Now let's turn the header layer back on. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here because the way that the boundary command works is it analyzes the content that is on the screen. So you need to actually see the entire boundary that you're trying to make prior to using the command. So click Boundary, click Pick Points, and click inside this space. Press Enter. It warns you that it can't make a polyline. It asks you, Create Region? Say yes. The region also has an area property. Let's just verify that. Here it is. Incidentally, regions are defined inside their area as well as along their edge, whereas polylines are defined really only along the edge. Let me just demonstrate that here. I'll create a rectangle and a circle. Then I'll convert them both to regions by typing region, enter, select these two objects and press enter. So it says two regions created. They look the same. The thing about regions is you can use Boolean operations on them. I'll type subtract, enter. I'll select this circle and press enter, and then select this rectangle and press enter. You see, I was able to subtract the shape of that rectangle from that circle. Such is the power of regions. I'll just go ahead and erase this. And let's go back to creating some other shapes here in these additional offices. I'll click Boundary, and as a shortcut, you can just press Enter, and that means Pick Points. I'll click in here and press Enter. Again, we have to say yes. The shape of these offices is a bit too complicated to create a polyline because it's based on an ellipse. Let's go ahead and go Enter, Enter, click, Enter. Yes. Finally down here, Enter, Enter, click, Enter. Yes. In this video, you created a closed object in each space because closed objects have area properties. In one space, you created a closed polyline, and in the others, polylines were not possible because the boundaries had complex curvature, so regions were created instead.